box, hop. Hi friends, welcome to today's video, and in today's video I want to talk about this type of thing used in IGP Dogsports, and we always call that the A-frame. So later in that exercise in IGP1 you have the A-frame where you let your dog sit down there and you walk to the other side and you call your dog, and the dog has to kind of like jump over the A-frame. And there the problem starts. This type of thing is not a jump, it's a type of climbing jumping. So in practical that would look like this. Dog sits down here and the dog should go like this and climb the A-frame and go down like this and come right to you. Or later in IGP 2 and 3 we have the dumbbell we're gonna throw over the A-frame. So later we're gonna throw the dumbbell here, we stay there, we tell the dog to jump and to bring. Dog brings it back and has to climb again over the A-frame, sit in front of us and present us the dumbbell. So a lot of times the problem with that exercise is when you throw the dumbbell later, there's so much drive in the dog sits down here and can't wait to get the dumbbell, and there the problem starts. Most of the dogs, they run and they jump from here as high as they can to go over the A-frame and jump. Later it's on 1 meter and 80 centimeters and they jump from there down to get the dumbbell. And this is a big problem because when the dog jumps from 1 meter and 80 centimeters, the dog might hurt himself in the legs, in the back, whatever. So in this video, I'm gonna show you with two of my dogs that have never seen the A-frame because I do monitoring and this is not used in monitoring, but I'm gonna show you from the very beginning how I would build up the A-frame for a smooth climbing jump and not the jumping from the top. And I'm gonna show you how I built that up with my puppy and with my older dog. All right, so here I have my Malinois puppy, and like I said before, with him I train monitoring, and therefore we don't need the A-frame, and this is the first time he will see that A-frame in his life. So I'm gonna just start with food luring, let the dog go on my food hand, and I'm just gonna hold it very low so the dog has the possibility to see where he's going. He's nearly crawling, and I'm gonna reward him at the end. Again, small piece of food. Gonna present him the food. When he's on docked, I'm gonna present it very low. I'm gonna lure him over the A-frame very low so he's really nearly crawling over the A-frame. And when you do that properly, you decrease the chance of the dog jumping in the beginning. So one more time, gonna dock the food, hold it very low, lure him over, and I'm gonna reward him. So this would be basically the first step. And when we progress in that exercise, we try to hold it a little bit more so the dog's not really crawling, but we always gotta make sure that the dog doesn't start jumping on top of the A-frame. So let's try one more time. You see, dog already understood. I'm gonna help him a little bit. So you see the dog doesn't really need the food luring. He already understood a little bit what we want from him, but I try to make sure that he goes over the A-frame. Very nice. So this would be basically the first step, and how the next step will look like, I will show you in a minute. So in order to show you the next steps, I already taught him a little bit how the A-frame and how the climbing over the A-frame works. And for that purpose, I always use for jumps and for starting and end positions, I use my boxes, which I have one here and one on the other side. and the dogs know that very well as a starting and resting position. So that's why I use it also for that exercise. So like you see, the dog knows already how to go to the box. And now I'm gonna show you the progress, how the next steps will look when you taught the dog already to go nicely over the A-frame. Then you introduce your command, hop, box, hop, box. And then I'm gonna reward the dog. So now you already see there is a lot of drive and there's a lot of motivation to go over the A-frame. And that might be a problem later when you progress in that exercise and when the A-frame is on 1.80 meters. So we already saw a problem that happened already in the training phase. You might have seen that the dog started jumping not from the highest position, but from here. And this can be a problem later, because later that when the dog jumps from the very top, this could hurt the dog. So I'm gonna present you now my solution to fix that. And this is basically just 2 sticks with a swimming pool noodle. And the purpose behind that is that the dog really has to go through that pool noodle, go over, and then go again under the pool noodle to the next box in order to prevent the dog from jumping here, because he's not able to jump from here because there's the pool noodle in the way. And now we have to teach the dog to go under this thing and go from box to box, like you already saw what the dog did. But right now I'm gonna show you in a controlled way. So now you see that's the setup, the boxes and the pool noodles, and now we're gonna see if that works. Hop. Now you see the dog's not going under, so there's no reward. Hop. You see the dog, and then we reward. So one more time, box. Hop. Hop. You see, that's a little bit better, but still there's a lot of motivation, and the dog tries to cheat, and he tries to jump over the very top of the A-frame. So let's see if we can fix that. You see, he's already jumping from here. That was perfect. So now we maybe have to only reward the dog when he's really climbing in order to prevent that mistake. Hop. Now he got his reward of choice. No problem. We let that in the video to show you we are real dog trainers, and also accidents can happen in our training, but we have to move on and adjust from that. So another possibility why he tries, or he tried to jump from here, because the height is not enough for him, because that's too easy. I mean, the dog can jump the palisade, which is 2.30 meters. And one possible way to fix with this type of dog and with my dog is to make it a little bit higher so he can jump over. Let's try it. So now we higher it a little bit, and that is not so easy for the dog to jump over the top. And let's see if that worked. But always make sure when you change the height of the A-frame, always make sure that you secure the A-frame from going together when the dog's jumping. So that's very important. Now let's try if that worked. Hop. You see, he's too much motivated. Let's try again. Hop. Box. Hop. So now what we tried, because he was jumping over that thing, we tried to make it a little bit farther away so he doesn't see it as a thing to jump over, so that he's going under it. Let's try if that worked. Hop. Box. Hop. Hop. Box. Hop. So now what I did, I was blocking him a little bit from jumping over. Box. Let's try again. Hop. Box. Hop. And that was very nice. And I'm just gonna end the training session with that, because now the dog did pretty good. And we have to keep practicing that he's not jumping over, but that's why we are training. We constantly have to adjust our dogs, adjust our training, because not every dog is the same. Every dog is different, and every dog needs a little bit a different type of training. So this worked, I think, pretty well with my type of dog, but you gotta adjust your training with the dog you have in front of you. All right, that's it for today. And if you're interested in more of my training videos, I will link you some videos in that playlist. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Till next time, bye-bye.